not bad for 500.
Hey guys, Turtle1, welcome back to the channel. And if you're watching for the first time, welcome. I'm Turtle1. Today's product review is going to cover the Magpul chassis here, and we're going to give you guys an honest review of my time using it and the features on it, and we're going to go into a little bit of other details. But before we begin, we have to go over the first thing that I always talk about before we start a video, disclaimers. Now first, off the bat, if YouTube is watching, and including YouTube AI, we have a copy of all the YouTube guidelines. So this is our first ever going a firearms accessory review. So right off the bat, number one, we are not selling firearms in any way, shape, or form. Number two, we don't have anything in this video that's a high capacity magazine of 30 rounds. Number three, we don't have anything that's a select fire system. This is a bolt action weapon. We do not have anything that converts the weapon to semi-auto to full auto. We also don't have any homemade suppressors in this video, though everything has been ATF legally approved. And number three, we do not have anything of conversion kits or anything, bump stocks, and we do not have homemade 3D printers or anything on the YouTube new firearms policy. If anyone's wondering why I have to read this, is because YouTube has a firearm policy and we have to go over this before we start so the YouTube algorithm and AI is aware this is a bolt gun, not a machine gun, not anything of an AR-15 or anything before we get into it. Alright, now that we covered all the firearms policies and disclaimers, let's go over one more thing as a disclaimer. Alright, one last disclaimer. This product was bought by me, by my own money. Magpul does not know who I am. They do not know what I'm doing on the recording of this video, and I have no affiliations with Magpul. Everything we're about to talk about of this particular item, the chassis system, is based off of my experiences, my time behind the system, and what I like and what I don't like about it. Alright? Now, without further ado, let's get into the review. Alright, so give you guys a little bit of backstory. Everyone knows who Magpul is. They're the ones that made the Palmer AR-15 magazines, handguards, accessories for the AR-15s for a very, very long time. And they recently came out and started doing things in the bolt gun world, which, let me tell you right now, for those who are extreme competition shooters, pro marksmanship shooters, military, law enforcement, or conventional shooter like me, Magpul has delivered a lot of great accessories for those on the market and things that you can afford. And this being no exception, this is the Remington 700 long action chassis system that I personally have bought for my Remington 700 here chambered in 30-06. I also have another one of these in 300 Win Mag. And ever since I purchased this, it has been a dream pleasure to shoot this platform. And Magpul has been leading the way with finding stuff that makes it easier for us shooters to have a much more affordable platform without having to spend over thousands and thousands of dollars. And everyone knows Magpul of their quality control and everything, and how they've been delivering the performance that the shooter needs or what the person needs downrange all the time. Now, let's talk about the chassis a little bit and what exactly this is. Magpul came out with a Remington 700 chassis about 6 years ago by the time of this recording. These were originally made so you can take any Remington 700 on the market, regardless of what year it was made, and just drop it into this chassis with 2 set screws. Now the one again I said here is a long action version. They also make them in short action. The long action is capable for 30-06, 300 Win Mag, and I believe 7mm Remington and 240. I'm not 100% sure about that, but if you guys want, I would recommend going to Magpul's website. But due to YouTube policy and guidelines, we cannot put any links of any firearms or anything in the description below. So unfortunately, we cannot give you guys easy access. You're going to have to go look it up, either Google search it or something. It's a con in some way, but it's just YouTube guidelines, like we mentioned in the beginning of the disclaimer. Now, What this does though, this chassis, it brings your bolt gun, regardless if it's a hunting rifle stock or whatever it may be, up to the next level. Now, my backstory, what really got me into this precision stock, I'll put it on the screen here. I used to run a Magpul hunter stock. And when I really got into serious shooting, long range shooting and stuff like that, I had a lot of issues with the Magpul hunter stock. And it's what made me learn about long range shooting and hunting and many other applications. But unfortunately, the hunter stock lagged on features, accessories, adjustability from the stock, optic, and even putting tripods and stuff in the front and stuff like that. And also be able to adjust your grip and everything as well. Which is why when Magpul came out with these in the short action, at first I was a little disappointed, but then a year or two later they came out with the long action versions, and ever since then I've been in love with this chassis. It has delivered exactly what I needed in the shooting world, regardless if it's even just for PTRS or for just target shooting. And with this setup right now with this chassis and 30-06, I've taken this out to 800 to 1,000 yards, and it's just a dream to shoot all the freaking time. Now, let's talk about what this chassis offers you. True respect, this chassis offers you a lot than a normal standard rifle system. Right off the bat, you have a detachable magazine system that you will get where when you purchase the chassis, you will get 2 5-round magazines. And yes, 2 5-round magazines for the YouTube algorithm. And we're not going to load it, but they automatically detach. And if you saw in the intro of the video, they detach right down here. You get an easy, quick detach system magazine. You also have M-lock on the sides and bottom, and as you can see I have a Magpul bipod here, which no disclaimer here on this, I just want to run it with it. And you have full adjustability from trigger finger, from trigger distance, and you can choose 2 different trigger grips on here. There's the skinny one I have here, and then there's the fat one. Just by undoing the 2 screws in the back, you can actually swap them out. And then you have a folding stock on here, which I think this is the greatest accessory of all. Magpul offers this with this particular version, and it's easy to deploy. Now, in the back of the chassis system is where it gets very, very comfortable. You have 3 points to almost 4 points of different adjustments. You've got your cheek riser. That's really simple. All you do is move this knob here and it adjusts the cheek. Then you got your stock adjustment here. And you have another adjustment here to lock everything in place. Believe it or not, you have multiple adjustments for the butt pad. Just by undoing the 2 screws, you can adjust this either left or right or up and down. Pretty straightforward. And what I like about this is that you can style it to you, the shooter, and you can make it more comfortable for you and your needs. Now again, the stock on this chassis is very, very flexible. You can customize this the way you want it, and you're able to do it very much on the fly. And once you set it, you pretty much can forget it. Now, the other great thing about this chassis system is the charging handle system is completely, or I should say, the slot where the charging handle system goes into is completely reversible. So, like right now, this is set up as a right-handed shooter. So that way you're able to manipulate as a right-handed shooter. While on the other side, you can actually, if you have a Remington 700 left-handed shooter, you can actually swap these 2 sides out. And I'll actually put a picture of it probably up on screen, where you can swap these 2 systems out with 2 screws and flip them to the other side, so you can actually have a Remington 700 left side charging handle, which makes this thing absolutely more amazing, because now you have the versatility to shoot this not as a righty shooter, but a lefty shooter as well. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed me covering all the accessories, but let me now tell you what's like shooting this thing. If you guys have saw in the intro of the video, this thing has been an amazing platform to shoot, because it's been giving me a lot of adjustability of what I needed. Now, one thing I'll be honest and clear about, I'll probably post some pictures on the price point of this thing, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I would prefer you buying this product, even though it may be the Remington 700 model, instead of buying another system that may cost you a lot more money. So during when I got into long range shooting, I was looking for upgrades from the chassis into other systems. And the chassis was probably one of the hardest and expensive things to find, because you can go anywhere and look on, let's say, Brownells, Midway USA, Sportsman Warehouse, or Sportsman's Guide, and you're going to see a lot of these precision chassis systems from over $1,700 to almost $2,500. And one of the problems you may run into, especially when you're going for a chassis system for long-range shooting, is you want something that will give you a lot of flexibility and adjustability and be comfortable with an affordable price point. I picked this first one up from Midway USA for about $950. It was a little bit of a hard price tag, but once I bought this 4 years ago and started shooting with it, it's been the best thing I ever bought. Now, if those thinking I'm joking, I'm not joking, because I not only have one of these, I have two of them. So this one is my 300 Win Mag version with a carbon fiber barrel on it. Same chassis, same everything, just chambered in 300 Win Mag. Now, some of you are probably going to be thinking, Paul, why would I want to buy this product? It's Magpul. Everyone knows Magpul. Well, like I mentioned before, if you're looking for an upgrade for a chassis system, these chassis systems are in a perfect affordable price range. The second one that I bought for my 300 Win Mag, I got through Brownells for, I believe, $850, and I was able to get it at a good affordable price point. Now, the only reason too I bought that, and I've had that second one for about now 9 months now, is I heard recently that Magpul plans to discontinue this model for the Remington 700 platform. Now, when I heard about that, I bought it just because I wanted to have an inventory, and no regrets of buying it, because ever since I bought this one, it's given me a lot of adjustability, so that way I can not only adjust from glass to stock to cheek and just still be able to maintain this system as a professional platform. But you're probably thinking, Paul, do they make these things a little bit more cheaper? They absolutely do. So believe it or not, Magpul has another chassis system of this without the folding stock on it. So believe it or not, you can actually go on Magpul's website, because I just put a picture up here from Brownells that they have this stock system for $520. The reason is at $850 is the folding mechanism here. You can buy it separately from Magpul, but the folding mechanism cost is $240. And that is where you're saving $250 with the extra stock that I posted on screen. Now, I can't give you guys the affiliate link on that because, unfortunately, YouTube's guidelines and policies, but you can look it up, and it's pretty much Firearms has them, and many other companies will have them. So you can still buy this stock system, and you can still be able to get it without the folder. But be in mind, for $520, you're just getting it without the folder. If you want the folder over time, you can. Now, just to be clear though, after I purchased the second stock from mostly from Brownells, it has been no regrets, and I've learned a lot from this platform and the chassis system and what it is actually built out of. And it's been great. Magpul has done a great job of the chassis system. But if you guys are wondering, they do come in 2 color options, but there is a third option. From my understanding, you can get the black one, but you can only get it through Magpul's website. And again, I cannot put an affiliate link below. So if you need, you're going to have to go to Magpul directly, which it is the price tag of $1,000. But if you do go to Brownells or Midway USA or any other, other company, you can still get them in OD green or tan. And yes, they do sell tan. Now, you're probably wondering, how does it come to you? Well, this is the box that it comes in, okay? So don't be squeamish. Magpul sends it to you like this in the box. What you get in the box is the chassis system, a set of 2 replacement screws to drop your Remington 700 in, and you get 2 5-round magazines. One that is labeled Magnum, one that's labeled Standard. Your Standard is your 30-06 calibers. Your Magnum is all your Magnum calibers, like 300 Win Mag. Now, here's a little bit of a con in my personal opinion. So if Magpul is watching, these magazines, they're about $45 to $50 a piece. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking that's a lot of money, it is. And I'm hoping Magpul in the future, if they are watching this, this has been a great platform, and I know a lot of people are not buying this especially in the chassis system, but they are planning to come out with these more in short actions for different different models, such as the Ruger American Ranch models and a couple of different bolt gun models for the 308 platform. It's just .5 Creedmoor platform, but please make the magazines a little bit more cheaper. They're $45, just like a freaking arm in some. Now, unfortunately, guys, due to YouTube guidelines too, we cannot show you how to assemble this due to the YouTube guidelines. I do apologize on that. I'm trying to avoid getting a strike for this video, and if I do, I will try to see if I can get this video back up maybe in the future. But YouTube guideline says we cannot do any assembly showings of this. That's why it's as you see it right here. And unfortunately, we can't show you anything else on the inside, the mechanics or anything. So if YouTube AI is watching, we're not doing any of that. Alright, a closeout for the video. Is this product definitely well worth the price tag for $850 to $1,000? Well, it really depends on you. Personally, for me, I have looked everywhere in the market for different chassis systems, and you're going to run into chassis systems that cost $1,800 to almost $2,500 for precision chassis systems, regardless of what brand or what company that makes them or mates for their platform. And for the Remington 700, I think this is probably the best chassis system. It's the best bang for your buck, guys. And I've only seen 2 military and law enforcement branches using a couple of these on the side right now, mostly in the short action configurations. They have not been adopted a lot, but one of the reasons why I stayed with the Remington 700 platform, they're very affordable, and they're like 3/4 to almost 1/4 MOA right out of the box. So I think Magpul nailed it out of the park when they did stay with this particular chassis system, especially for my 300 Win Mag that's off camera here. And I think this is going to do a very good long time. But disclaimer though, I don't know if they're still continue the product or production of these. I think they're only going to be now doing limited runs of these. So if you do want these, you're going to have to pick this up before they discontinue them. Otherwise, you're out of luck at that factor, guys. Now you're probably thinking too, Paul, how much does this weigh as of right now with your Remington 700 and the chassis? The chassis, when you first get it, weighs almost about 2.5 to about 2 pounds. This setup right now, including right now I don't have on there the suppressor, would weigh about almost 8.5 to 10 pounds per se. Now, the reason for that matter is the construction of this chassis system is 1/4 of it is polymer and other 3/4 of it has the metal chassis underneath it. I'll put a photo up here on the screen so that way you guys can see it, where this is what makes the chassis system really rugged and reliable, is that, again, Magpul does what they do best, is they take 3/4 of the metal materials and then to fill in the rest of it with polymer construction. So that way it keeps the chassis system light and keeps it durable no matter what condition it is. And I do like this construction. The frame itself, from my understanding, is an aluminum frame construction, so it can resist corrosion from the elements and stuff, rusting in and all those types of elements. And again, some metal parts and components like the side folding stock here is made out of stainless steel, nitrate finish, and everything is up to a point where it will almost meet military standards. And that's one of the things I do like about this stock. It's very light, very flexible, and you could leave this outside and it's not going to rust or corrode. That's what I really do still like about stocks like this from Magpul. Alright, while we have a different camera view here, let's talk about the front a little bit. Because some of you are probably wondering, hey Paul, if I'm military law enforcement, what can I put on this chassis system that will allow me to shoot night vision equipment? I'll put a picture up here. Magpul does sell a separate system that allows you to attach a top rail here so you can attach your night vision devices and stuff like that. I couldn't find any other photos like that, but I do see some photos out there in the web for the 308. So if you are a night vision guy, hog hunter, or any type of professional that needs to mount night vision equipment on the front, they do mount that. And they do have that option where it's really easy. They have 3 set screws here where the rail will drop in, screw in, and pretty much good to go. And like I said in the beginning, when I was talking a little bit, it has a bottom rail for your Magpul or whatever bipod you want, and 2 side rails on it, so it meets your combinations and your needs. Alright guys, that's going to end this review on the Magpul Pro chassis system long action for the Remington 700. If you guys like videos like this, please put in the comment section below. I'll do more reviews like this in the future of different gear accessories and stuff like that, but please be in mind YouTube guidelines will prevent us to do any other types of videos unless we follow the guidelines. I'm hoping that we can be able to put more content like this that's educational and as a customer review and tell you guys my experience with it too. If you guys could hit a like and subscribe, and if you have a question about this product or have some frequent question, because if you want to purchase it in the future from a different brand, not from me, put it down in the comment section. I'll do the best I can to answer your questions, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and keep watching for more future videos and stuff like this in the future. If you guys want to see a full review of my setup here of why I went with a 30-06 system instead of a 300 Win Mag, I'll be looking forward to do that in the future. So I hope you guys enjoy, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.